Alright everyone, it's time for the 60,000 mile review and we've got some issues that have happened. Alright, we're going to start with the front since this is near-ish, kind of where the issue occurred, which was a one-time thing, but I'm still skeptical and watching, I don't know. Anyway, the winch got rewound and it's doing great, no problems out of it. Bumper's fine. I mean, it's still bumper. What are you gonna do? JW speaker headlights working just fine. Really digging these Rampage headlocks. Um, Definitely still holding up a little over a year later. The Raptor line fenders doing great. Nothing really to report here except for the engine bay. Paint still holding up, by the way, as well as the cube lights, except for I'm gonna just rip all this paint off these cheap ass brackets right here and just have to repaint the whole thing. Because the light itself from Rigid is awesome. The bracket from wherever the hell this is, Wuhan, China, coronavirus, whatever. This over apparently got affected by it because it's just falling apart. It's just so sad. But I was driving back from a job interview and I was about 300 miles from where I lived at the time. Obviously, I live somewhere else now. I got the job. I was in traffic on I-40 in Nashville metro area and it threw code PO302. I knew that because I have a blue driver scan tool that I hook up to it. Forgive the lighting, it's really cold outside. I don't want to deal with the wind. But you just hook it up into the OBD2 port there. It's $100 off Amazon. It's worth every penny in my opinion, and the app is free for your phone. Anyway, I was just sitting in traffic and it threw a engine light. Pulled up the app, ran the codes. The only code that was thrown was code PO302, which tells you that it's cylinder number 2 and it's a misfire. Anyway, long story short, I was able to get it into a dealer in the Nashville metro area, Rhythm Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. It was pretty nice. They could not replicate the issue. Obviously they could not. We chalked it up to possibly bad fuel that was in it because I had stopped at some pretty sketch gas stations, and this is all right around the time the Wuhan flu thing kind of broke out. A few couple thousand miles ago, so that went on a little before 60,000. While it was in the dealership, I talked to them about some prices on some things, and they were able to come to an agreement with me on what to pay for certain things. So I got them to change the automatic transmission fluid and filter. So I got that done right before 60,000 miles, like I wanted to do. And they went ahead and flushed all the bad fuel out and topped me off for some good fuel for what I had in there, which was almost full anyway, which makes me think that it may be the case, but I'm still watching it closely. This is the first real issue I think I've had on it. But I've driven it a few thousand miles since, and it's yet to rear its ugly head, and I've monitored it ever since through the app, and only time will tell. But I was really disappointed because I thought I was already going to have my automatic transmission fluid and filter change. However, 4-Wheel Parts in Memphis wanted to kind of screw me over on that one. I talked to them, I bought all the fluids from them except for the engine oil and filter. That's a Pennzoil Platinum with a Mopar fuel filter. They said that they do the oil change for free, which I didn't care. I can do it myself, but whatever. They were going to do the diff fluids. Since I bought it from there, they weren't going to charge me for the diff, and they were going to charge me for the transfer case. And I told them I wanted the automatic transmission fluid as well. They said, well, it takes the same fluid as the transfer case, so we'll change it out and do all that. I was like, okay, cool. Anyway, they did the diffs. It was awesome. They did the engine, didn't charge me for it. That was cool. They did the transfer case. Great. Anyway, I talked to them. I was like, hey, man, why haven't, there's nothing on here about the automatic transmission. Well, it uses the same fluid. I'm like, as the transfer case? No, it doesn't. That doesn't sound right at all. Anyway, long story short, he didn't know what he was talking about. or didn't care, and they didn't end up doing it. So, you know, I'm not going back there. I don't even live there anymore. Ever since the new management took over and they've hired some new people, things just ain't worked out right. Anyway, moving on. Mileage 60,468 right there. All right, got that done. That's my wireless power charger. It's working out pretty fine. He's fine. Tent from Nice Tents have held up good. I got the front seat covers off because I'm washing them. I'm actually got the doors and everything off in the Freedom panels because I'm going to go off-roading on Saturday for an little excursion to a local off-road park. And this is the Alien Sunshade. Still great. No reason it shouldn't be. It's just a non-moving part. Yeah, everything in here, the trim, fit, and finish is holding up just fine. Still blows super cold. Still blows super hot. So AC unit's working good. I didn't take anything off back here because nobody really rides back here. Had to throw a bunch of shit in here because I moved, but whatever. Like I said, all the trim, fit, finish is good. The tires are holding up great. These are great tires. Let me see if I can. Yeah, the tires are holding up just fine. I still probably have another 20,000, maybe 30,000 miles to go on both of these, so it's still going to be quite a while before I actually have to think about purchasing a new set of tires. Anyway, sound system's holding up good. The Rhino liner for the tub through the whole Jeep and back here on the tailgate is still holding up great. It's a little rubbery. It's still never hardened up, so I guess that's just a thing. But I don't mind it for the inside. It's not going to scratch my stuff because that wrapper liner is pretty tough. So I prefer that on the outside. Bumpers are fine. The only big addition that I've added is I've got new shocks for it, by the way. It's got to get put on here any day now. But I've added this, as you can see, and it's that right there. Under the diff and stretching out is the AEV rear differential slider. Got it for a hell of a deal on eBay. It was something like $80 or $90 off and on a bid. So I was like, yeah, I'm going to do that. And I'm gonna put it to work this weekend. Like I said, it's not really meant for like bashing or anything like that, but it's pretty sturdy. You can get it up one person. It's a bit awkward, but you can throw it up in about I'd say 20 minutes. These U-rings right here, and then it's got one underneath up there, and some bolts is all it holds in. So pretty nice stuff. So all in all, I'm pretty happy with it. Like I said, I'm going to monitor that code PO302. I did within 50 miles stop at a pretty out of the way sketch gas station, but it's all I had time for. I was running it pretty low. Flushed the fuel system, and it was just crazy because I went to a dealership not a week before to Collierville Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram to get a second key made, and they were kind of leaning on me to buy another vehicle. They're like, well, check it out, give you a good trade in. I found a new JL Rubicon that I liked. The only thing I didn't like is this one's paid off, and that one would not be. So that was a pretty big buying decision. And they took it for a test drive, looked it over, and not much of a week later, the thing threw a code, so also made me a bit suspicious, but I don't know, I'm probably just rambling. Anyway, we'll see what happens in the off-road trip. I'm going to try and get some photos and video and see what happens.